Hello and welcome to Easy Learning Economics. I'm Dr. Kaval. In the previous lecture, we learned about inflation and various concepts and causes of inflation, demand pull inflation and cost push inflation. In this lecture, we shall learn the types of inflation, that what is creeping inflation, what is walking inflation, what is galloping inflation, what is hyperinflation, what is headline and core inflation, what is semi-inflation, what is final inflation, what is credit inflation and budgetary inflation. So these are different types of inflation which we are going to learn in this lecture. Many experts consider the demand pull and cost push inflation as types of inflation, but they are basically the causes of inflation which we discussed in detail in previous lecture. If you want to learn more about the demand pull and cost push inflation, you can watch my video. The link is given in description box. So types of inflation are classified on the basis of the severity or the speed of rise in price level, that are as creeping inflation, walking inflation, galloping inflation and hyperinflation. What is creeping inflation or moderate inflation? Mild or creeping inflation is when price rises up to 3% or less and price rises at a single digit. If price rises at a single digit and it is not more than 3%, it means this is a creeping inflation. As people expect to rise in price level persistently, so people make choices and prefer to purchase today at low price rather than in future period at high price. As a result, the demand rises. That leads to rise the production level. That's why it is beneficial for the economic growth. What is walking and galloping inflation? Walking inflation means this strong type of inflation is between 4% and 9%. If rise in price is between 4% to 9%, such type of inflation is called walking inflation. It is harmful for the economy. As to avoid the high future price, people demand more than their need, and suppliers are not in a position to meet the market demand at given level of resources. As a result, the common goods and service prices are out of reach of most of the people. What is galloping inflation? When price rises 10% or more, such inflation is galloping inflation. It means galloping inflation is double-digit inflation. Galloping inflation drives to reduce the money value so fast as the business and employees income can't keep up with the cost and price. The economy becomes unstable and the foreign investors avoid to invest in that country where there is a galloping inflation or double-digit inflation rate is. What is hyperinflation? Hyperinflation is an extremely high inflation, more than 50% or 100% in a month. It might be in 1000%. This type of inflation is out of control. It was observed in Brazil by 1988 and 1994, and in Venezuela by 2017 and 2018 the hyperinflation was observed. What could possibly cause the aggregate demand to continuously increase? Today, economists do agree that this could only possible through when the central banks prints and circulate excessive quantity of money without corresponding rise in the production of goods and services, resulting in hyperinflation. It means more expenditure is made at the same price level. You can see here, this is the continuous increase in money supply causes continuous increase in aggregate demand. As a result, the inflation goes up in the economy. These are the types of inflation which we discussed on the basis of the severity of the rise in price. So other types of inflation could be like the headline inflation. Headline inflation is a raw inflation calculated through CPI, Consumer Price Index. It measures the changes in price of consumer basket of goods and services. The headline inflation is subject to volatile changes. The Bureau of Labor Statistics releases the headline inflation report monthly through CPI. So what is core inflation? A measure of inflation that removes the price changes of consumer goods included in representative basket of consumer goods that are subject to short-term volatility. What is semi-inflation? A rise in price level before the full employment is semi-inflation. Continuous rise in price level Until and unless the economy achieves a full employment, such a rise in price is called semi-inflation. When money supply increases after the economy achieves full employment and the output does not increase and output remains the same, but price goes up or increase in price level after achievement of full employment is called the final inflation. So what is credit inflation? Increase in the credit facilities by profit-making institutions and the sanctioning of more loans by the commercial banks lead towards the credit inflation. What is budgetary inflation? The budget deficit means the government, when there is a budget deficit, it means the government expenditure exceeds the government revenue. The budget deficit welcome inflation. This is one of the danger of the budget deficit. Through fiscal tools, the government spends more but collects less revenue, and discouragement of the private investment through rising interest rate push up the prices rise consistently and inflation occurs. I hope that you have better knowledge about types of inflation and you must differentiate between the causes and the types of inflation. Thanks for watching.